Leslie and I work for the Central Florida Boys and Girls Club, and I teach art. And today what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over one of my favorite things to do, which is do toothpick art. And it's very easy and it's a blast. Okay, what you want to do first is get your materials together. And I always like to cover my table with something. So I've got my table covered with a piece of white paper. That way you don't get mom or dad's table full of glue or anything like that. So what you will need, of course, is toothpicks. You're also going to need glue. I prefer to use a low temperature glue gun, but if you don't have that, get some of the Clear Elmer's glue. This is very kind of goopy. It's not as watery as the white Elmer's glue, so this is going to work well for you. However, you just have to be a little bit more patient. It's going to take longer for things to dry using this glue. Okay, I'm going to demonstrate using a hot glue gun. The first thing you want to do is decide what you're going to do for your base. Okay, so if this is probably a little too small for a base and it's a lightweight block, if it had a little more weight to it, I could probably build up my toothpicks and I would be okay. But this isn't very heavy, so if I was building too high, it's probably going to tip over. So this is probably not the best base for me to use. This is another piece of wood that I picked up that I really like for a base. And the reason that this is good is that it's long, so when you build up, you've got that balance there. Plus it's extra long with these edges on here, so I have a really good sturdy base there for me to do my toothpick sculpture. Okay, two other ideas. These are really big bases. So I have this nice little block, which is actually a fence post that was cut up. So this, of course, I have a big area for me to build my toothpicks on, and it's extremely sturdy. And the only difference between these two is this is just half the height. But again, it's a very sturdy, heavy block, and it's going to be great for your toothpick sculptures. You can probably find stuff anywhere. Check out what your parents have. You might have a block of wood out in the garage, but just make sure that your base is pretty sturdy and you have a good section to work on. What do I want to do with it? Okay, now it's kind of hard to go ahead and put a toothpick down straight up, and I'm gonna give you an example of that. Okay, I'm gonna put a little bit of hot glue there, and you're gonna notice the hot glue dries very quickly. But you can see that it's still pretty wobbly there. But what I can do is give it just a few minutes for it to dry here, or a couple seconds, and I could create a teepee type thing. Okay, so you can see I'm having a little bit of a challenge here, but I can go ahead and make a teepee by adding another toothpick with some glue, okay, and then adding some glue in the middle here, and I'm getting really close to my finger, and you really don't want to do that with hot glue because it gets hot. But I did put a little bead of hot glue there to hold the two together, and I'm just going to go ahead and hold this just for a second to get it to stay. And I can see that my base of my original toothpick is kind of pulling away, so I'm going to add a little bit more to that. I'm going to go ahead and add my third one in here, and this is like the little teepee type sculpture that I'm making. Okay, so that is going to hold that up as a base. Okay, so you can see that, and I of course need to put a little glue there in the middle to get all three to wrap together. Now, the one downside of using hot glue is that you get what I call cobwebs. So you can see all these little cobwebs that are on here, but what you can do is after you're done with your sculpture and it's nice and dry and put together, you can always take those cobwebs and just pull them off. Okay, so I can continue from here and go ahead and build up my sculpture. But this isn't really the idea, doing it in thirds or using the very end of it is not the best idea. A better idea, and I'm going to use my nice big base, is I'm going to go ahead and use shapes. And as you can see, what I did is I already glued together a bunch of cool shapes. I've got my my triangles, I've got some squares here, and I even have a parallelogram here. And this is kind of a cool way to start your sculpture. Now I'm not going to go flat on here. I'm going to kind of go at an angle. I'm going to angle it. I'm going to put a big bead of glue there, and I'm going to put it at an angle, okay? And I'm going to let that dry. Eventually it's going to dry. And like I said, hot glue dries very quickly. And I'm going to go ahead and do the same over here on this side. Okay. All right. And once that gets dry, and it's getting close, I'm going to go ahead and put another shape in here, sort of to hold that shape up. Okay. Let's see, it usually works a little bit better than this. So I'm going to put another shape in there. There we go, for balance. So I'm going to add a little glue in there to glue the parts together. Okay. And like I said, we'll get rid of our cobwebs later. Okay. I'm going to glue the base down on here. On both sides. And then the cool thing is we can start building up. So I'm going to go ahead now and I'm going to add another shape onto here. So I'm going to put a little blob of glue in here. And again, keep in mind this dries so fast. So all I'm going to do is balance that there. Do you see how it's just balancing? And I'm going to hold my hot glue there for just a few seconds because it dries so quickly. And look at that, it's already staying, okay? So then what I can do is I can add yet another shape. So let's go over on this side. And I'm gonna turn it sort of to the side here. Put it down on the glue. While I'm holding that, I can get rid of some of my cobwebs there. Okay. And you can see that, yep, it's not quite dry yet. Okay, but here we go. That's how quickly it dries with the hot glue. And then I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna add. And this, now I'm gonna kind of look at it and go, well, what do I wanna do next? Do I want this, what direction do I want this to go in? I think I wanna go that way. So I'm gonna go ahead and put my little hot glue dab here. I'm gonna put the edge of it on the side here. Let that stay. And then of course I have to connect it to this one over here. So I'm going to put a little dab of hot glue there and let it glue down to that as well. Okay, and then like I said, hang on while you're hanging on to it, you can get rid of those crazy little cobwebs that you get from the hot glue. I did have one student at East Altamont make one, and all the hot glue webs, his actually ended up looking like a boat with sails, and all the webs looked like the ropes. So that turned out really, really cool. I liked how that turned out. So I've got one more section here, and I'm gonna go ahead and add a little bead on there, and I'm gonna add my last section here. And let that, I'm gonna hold it so that I can make sure that it dries up there. We're pretty close here. The bigger the blob of glue you put on, the longer it takes to dry. And that makes sense, doesn't it? But it also holds better. Okay? So there you go. So this was a very small, very quick sculpture that we did. And there are so many cool things that you can do when you're doing toothpick sculptures. Go ahead and Google it if mom and dad will let you. Just go ahead and go to Google and put in toothpick sculptures, and you'll see all sorts of cool ideas that people have done.
Hi, I'm Gabby from the Boys and Girls Club Joe R. Lee, and today I'm going to be showing you guys how to draw a pandacorn, which is like a panda unicorn. All you need to do this drawing is a pencil, a black marker, either a Sharpie or a regular marker, and an eraser. So let's get started. First thing we're gonna do is our Pandacorn's head, which is like a big oval. So I want you to take your pencil, use light pressure, go ahead and do a nice big oval. Man, my Pandacorn's got a big head, but that's okay. So we got our oval. Next thing we're gonna work on is the body. So I just want you to go ahead and do a square coming down from the oval. Just like that. We are gonna go ahead and do his little arms, but you can see he's holding a heart. So I'm gonna go ahead and put a heart right in the center of the square. Doesn't have to be perfect, just do the best heart that you can do. And then we'll add his arms coming down from the bottom of the oval, holding that heart. There we go. Now he needs little legs. So for the legs, I'm just gonna do 2 little curved lines, kind of cutting off the corners of the square. And then I'm gonna do another square and an oval. So you can kind of see how it looks like little legs and little feet now. So don't worry about all these inside lines. This is going to be filled in anyway. Our Pandacorn also has little wings. So I'm going to do 2 lines. They're curves kind of going up. And then there's like 3 little feathery parts. So I'm just going to do 3 little feathers going down. Okay, so now we're going to add some detail to the face. So first thing I like to do is make a grid so we know where our nose and our eyes are going to go. So take your pencil, cut the oval in half going straight down, and then cut it in half again, this time from side to side. So we're going to start with the circle for the eyes. So the circle for the eyes is going to be sitting right on top of that line. Pandacorn's got pretty big eyes, so we'll give him big circles here. And then the next thing we're going to do is another circle outside of that. So I'm going to do my best to put a slightly bigger circle around that. And this part's going to be the whites of the eye. And as you can see, his eyes are so big, they catch a lot of light. So if you see here, see how there's these little white dots? We need to put those in. So I'm going to do a circle in the top left corner, like there, and then a smaller circle down in the other corner. Like that's what makes them look so cute. So now we got to add these big black spots on the eye. So I like to start in the middle, do 2 curved lines, getting pretty close to that middle line here, and then we'll just bring those around. And those don't have to be any specific shape. They're a little irregular, kind of like droopy ovals. Okay, for our nose, we're going to do an oval right under this middle line here. And then the mouth is just 2 J's back to back coming down from that oval. For our ears, I'm going to put them right in the middle of this part here. So if you can kind of think of this half as like a pizza slice, we're cutting that slice in half, and that's where our ears are going to go. And those are just C's. Just little C shapes facing our panda head. Okay, last thing we need is, of course, our unicorn horn. So I'm going to do a curved line on the forehead, bring it up to a nice skinny triangle. Awesome. So next I'm going to grab my Sharpie, and we are going to go over this. I'm going to start at the top of our Pandacorn and work our way down. So first thing, I'm going to go around this horn, and I'm going to go ahead and add these little lines. So these are just little curved lines going all the way up the horn. I'm going to go ahead and bring a line all the way around the head of the panda corn. Perfect. And now our ears are going to be filled in black. Okay. For our eyes, I'm going to start with that inner circle that we made. And what I'm going to do is fill this in, and I'm going to go around these little circles, because those little circles are the light reflecting off of the eye. So we got to leave those blank and fill in everything around it. Okay, next thing I'm going to fill in is the spots. So I'm going to go ahead and go around my spots really quickly. And then I'm going to leave that middle circle blank, just for the whites of the eyes. I'm going to fill all of this space in. For our nose, I'm going to go right over that oval, right over the mouth. Our arms are going to be filled in. Go right over the heart. Bring down the sides of the body. Go right over the pencil lines for the wings. And then, of course, our legs are also going to be filled in with our black marker. There we go. Now, if you have colored pencils or markers on hand, you can go ahead and erase all of our pencil lines. Oop. And you can color the horn and the heart and the wings.
Hi, it's Miss Alana from the Boys and Girls Club of Universal, and today we're going to paint a desert landscape. And the materials we'll need for today's project are a piece of paper, preferably watercolor paper or a thick mixed media type of paper, a clean cup of water, a roll of painter's tape, 2 paintbrushes, one medium and one small, and a set of watercolors. You will also need some type of black acrylic paint to do the final touches for this project as well. And our first step is going to be to tape down our piece of paper. So I have my paper here, I have my roll of blue painter's tape, and I'm going to do each side of our paper one at a time. And I'm going to start at the bottom, and I want to lay my tape down so that I have a small border all the way across my paper. And do the same thing on top. And be careful so that it is the same length for the border. And then you want to press down and smooth out your paper so you make sure it's nice and flat on whatever surface you're working on. And now line up the right side. Try as best as you can to get that border even all the way across. If it's a little bit off, that's okay. And once this one is done, we'll press down on our paper again, make sure the seams for the tape are nice and tight, and we can start painting. So now that we have our paper set up, we're going to grab our clean cup of water, our watercolors, and our medium-sized paintbrush first. We will also be using the black acrylic paint later on. So the first step is to wet your paintbrush, get a lot of water on it, and put it onto our red color. And that's the first color we're going to do here at the bottom of our page. You want to do it about maybe like 1/5 of your paper with this nice bright red color. And time to switch to the next color, so wash off your paintbrush and grab the orange. And you're going to leave a little bit of space in between the red and the orange. And this is going to be about the same size as the section of the red as before, about 1/5 of your paper. And now we're going to blend the red and the orange together while they're still wet. You're just going to put some more orange on your paintbrush and then go back and forth between the two colors. The next color for our sunset order is going to be yellow. So grab the yellow, do a little space in between the orange and yellow, just as we did before, and fill up another 1/5 of your paper. And now it's time to grab some yellow again and blend in the orange and the yellow by going back and forth. And for the next part, we want to make sure we clean off our brush really well. We're just going to use water for this, no colors. So get the water on your brush and you're going to fade out that top line of the yellow. Remember, no color for this, just the yellow, because the next color we're going to put on, we don't want them to blend together. So we're going to have this bit of space in between the yellow and our next color, which is the blue. So the blue, you can start it on that area that we had in between the yellow and this new color, kind of that empty space. And we're going to blend that in just a little bit. So wash off your brush, make sure you just have water on for this part, and you're going to very lightly blend in that really light yellow area with the blue. And now wash off your brush again, and we'll grab our next color. And the next color is going to be dark blue. If you don't have a dark blue, you can use purple and it will still look nice. And you're going to fill in that final section. And once you have all of that done, you're going to go back and blend the light blue and the dark blue together. So wash off your paintbrush first, get a little bit of light blue back on there, and then go back and forth and blend them nice and smooth. If you want any sections of our paper to be darker, just add some more paint on it with a little bit less water and you're going to get a brighter color. And now that we have all of the painting done, we're going to let our page completely dry before we go on to the next part. You can tell when your paper is completely dry, when it's no longer shiny from the water and it's not damp to your touch. Okay, so now we've let our paper completely dry. You can see it's no longer wet and it's no longer shiny. We can start on our next part of the project. So you want to clean off your brush, make sure there's no more watercolors left on it, and grab your black acrylic paint. And you'll want a decent amount of the paint on your paintbrush for this part. And we're going to start by doing a kind of squiggly line at the bottom of the paper. You can just go back and forth, make a little bit of a squiggle, make sure it's dark enough, and it'll look like the desert landscape that we're working on. And now you're going to make another line. You're going to start about that area where the orange and the reds were blending together. And it's just going to be a line, really simple. It goes about halfway across your paper. And now we can start on our first cactus. It's going to be on the right side. And you're just going to do a line from the bottom and going to that area in between the blue and the yellow. And then you'll go one arm on the left and one arm on the right. And you can make the arms be on the same length, or you can make one be bigger than the other or taller than the other. It's really up to you. I'm going to make my cactus a little bit thicker now. Just going to put some more black paint on my brush and very slowly drag it across. And as I'm dragging across my brush, I am pressing down on it so then it goes flat and creates that perfect round edge. And now I'm going to add another cactus onto our area in the background. And this one is going to be smaller than the one in front of us. Since it is in the background, it looks like it's further away, so then it is smaller. With this one, I am going to make the arms uneven, so one is shorter than the other. And now I'm going to add some little like desert bushes next to our cactuses, and it's just 5 really short lines near the bottom. You can add more if you want, or you can just dab the paint onto the paper to create these fuzzy little bush-like objects. Or you could do a combination of the two and draw the lines and then add some extra dabs of paint on top of it. Either way is fine. It's completely up to you, and it's however you want your desert landscape to look like. So now we're done with the black acrylic paint. I am going to grab a new paintbrush. It's going to be that smaller paintbrush that we were talking about earlier. And that one has a round tip as well. So I'm going to get it wet and dip it into the white watercolors. And if you had white acrylic paint, you could also use it for this part too, but since we already have our watercolors out, it's easy just to use the same materials. So you're going to make sure you have a lot of the paint on your brush, not too much water, just mostly paint, and you're going to draw some stars in the sky. So you can do little dots, or you can do these long crosses that look like stars sparkling. And as we get to lighter colors like the light blue and the yellow, you're going to see less and less of the white actually show up on it versus in the darker areas. That's just because it is a darker color and it's easier to put lighter colors like white on top of it. So you're going to fill in the stars on the blue part of the sky because that's where the sunset is turning into the night sky. And you can put however many you want on there. And with my last few stars, I am going to be done with this part. And now we're going to do the same thing as before. We're going to wait until our paper is completely dry, so the black part will no longer be shiny or wet, and then we can take the tape off of our painting. Alright, so now it has been a couple of minutes and you can see our paint is no longer shiny and we can start revealing our finished painting. And I'm going to take each side of the painting off very slowly. You can see a little bit of the watercolors bled through our tape, but that's fine. Either way, we have a nice white border on our edges, and if you really wanted that to be super clean looking, you could go back and take your white watercolors or a white acrylic paint and just make that a little bit sharper looking. And now that we have the last piece of tape taken off of our picture, we can check it out. And our watercolors dried very nicely. We have a really pretty gradient going on from our red sunset area to the stars in the sky. And you can see with the white watercolors, it dried really nice and light in the sky, just the faintest hint of the stars. So thank you all for joining me on painting this desert landscape, and I hope you enjoyed yourselves.
Glad you're back with us again. This week we are going to do a fun Afro-centric piece. Addie is going to tell you more about it.
In this combo today, it's going to be a little hip hop with some Afro-centric moves. If you know a little bit about African, we're going to tie that into it. It's going to be lots of fun. It's kind of short, so easy, no rush. And yeah, let's get right into it.
Okay, so we're going to start out with our warm-up as usual. Today we're just going to go into some big muscle and get right into it. So simple step, stepping side, touch, side, touch, side, touch. Raise those hands, pull it down, boom, down, and up. Now we're gonna break those knees. Boom, break, pull, break. Knees go back, boom, back, pull, down, pull, down, pull, down. Okay, so we're gonna run that again. This time we're gonna do it back to back, 2 sessions. So let's get ready. 5, 6, 7, 8. Side, touch, side, touch, side, touch. Pull those arms down. Boom, and pull, knees up, you go, pull, break, break, knees back, pull, side twist, 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 again, side, touch, and touch, arms down, pull it up, and pull with some power, knees up, we go, and break, and break, and break, and back, and swivel, twist, twist, twist.
So from there, we're going to stretch over. We reach to the left, 2, 3, 4. Make sure those arms are nice and straight. Come up. We've done this many times. Next side, reach, stretch it out, stretch it out, stretch it out. From here, both arms come front, and you flat back. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and switch, rotate, and other side. 2, 3, 4, flat back, hold it, hold it, hold it. From here, we're gonna bend and lunge. Make sure your back leg is straight. Come up, walk it out, other side. Bend again, take this nice deep lunge, stretch out those legs, come up, then roll up, 2, 3, 4. Shake it out, shake it out, shake it out, shake it out.
Okay, so let's keep those warm-ups going. Let's get those bodies nice and loose. So we're gonna travel side to side, cross front, 2, 3, and touch, knee up, knee, next side, cross, 2, 3, and 4, knee up, knee again, 1, 2, 3, and 4, knee and knee, you go, cross, 2, 3, and 4, knee. Let's keep those knees going right here, push, and push, push, and push, next side, push, and push, and push, and push out, shoulders, and 2, and 3, and 4, and shoulders, and 2, and 3, and 4.
All right, everyone, let's keep it moving. We're gonna start off with 8 jumping jacks. We go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7, and 8 to step right. 1, 2, in, roll it out, right, left, roll it out. Again, and go, out, in, and boom, to go, out, in, and boom, From there, you take a deep breath in, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, hold it here, grab those ankles, keep those legs nice and straight, roll it up, 6, 7, 8, deep breath, 2, 3, 4, take it over, 6, 7, 8, hold, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, roll it up, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and shake it. Our right leg out, hold 1, 2, switch legs, 3, 4, and then we have 4 counts after that, 5, and 6, and 7, and 8. The arms go to the right, 2, switch, 3, 4, and 5, and 6, go up and down. So let's do that again, just the arms, 5, 6, 7, 8, go 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and 6, and up and down. The whole time you're switching your legs, we start off with the right foot. So let's try to put it together, 5, and 6, and 7, 8, hold 1, 2, 3, 4, go 5, and 6, and 7, and 8. From here, we space aside, do the same thing. 1, 2, switch, 3, 4, and 5, and 6, and 7, and 8. So moving on, we're gonna try that again. 5, 6, 7, 8, hold 1, 2, go 3, 4, and 5, and 6, and up, face the side, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, and up and down. You step right, left, right, and pop. The arms go around. So let's try that. 5, 6, 7, 8, go right, left, right, and pop. From here, you push out to the side, and down, right, left, right, and pop. Push 1 and 2, face the front, left, right, and pop. Then 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. From here, your arm goes left, right, down, and a shake, down. So we go push and down to go left, right, down, and shake, in. I think, yeah. Isn't it in right, Miss Carol? Mm-hmm. Okay, cool.
We just did up, in, simple step. You're gonna step out 1, pull it in, and 2, pull it in. So let's just try that. 5, 6, boom, boom, together. Footwork only. Step and in, and step and in. So the arms are gonna go step and in, stepping out and in. So it's like this, out and in and out and in. You could add any body you want to. You can make it loose, like throw it out, really get it African in there, or you know, make it your thing. So let's take it from here. 5, 6, 7, 8, up, together, throw it out and in and out and in. You just have to put your vibe into it. Simple is just gonna pull up that knee and knee, stepping back. 1, 2, 3. So again, 6, 7, 8, boom, and a boom, step in, 1, 2, 3. Now this time we put a little chug into it. 5, 6, 7, 8, chug 1, chug 2, and a boom, boom, boom. Again, 5, 6, 7, 8, chug 1, chug 2, 1, step, step, step. Moving on, from here, step, together, step, together. Again, 6, 7, 8, step together, step together. Arms, step together, step together. So you can just like throw it out, flick it up and up. So let's take it from the chug. 5, 6, 7, 8. Chug 1, chug 2, run a boom, boom, boom. Pow, pop. Okay, 4 times. Again, 5, 6, working it out. Chug, 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 da 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 da. From, where you want to go? From the top?
Yeah, that's fine.
That's the
the
top.
whole thing's slow. From there. 5, 6, 7, 8. You go out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Up to the side and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Up. You move to the back. 2, 3. Pop it out. Push 1, push 2, down 3, 4 to go. Left, right, down, and a shake it down and back. And back to chug. 1, 2. Pot of blue right and push. 2, 3, 4. Good. 1 and 2 and 3, 4. From here, you roll out. 1 together. Your elbow comes up and you move back. 5 and 6 and 7, 8. And you can have fun with that. Do that how you want. You're just going around. Your knee opens up like 5 and 6 and 7, 8. So let's try that again. We just did 5 and 6 and 7, 8. You roll 1 up, 2, push 3, 4, 5, 6. From here, it's a real old school African move. You come together. 7, throw it, 8. And that's just to your chest. It could be, the arms are kind of loose, your hands, I'm sorry. The hands are loose, but your elbows are up. So it could be fist, it could be relaxed, it could be flex. However you like it, you know, it's Afro funk. So from there, you just hop together like boom and boom. So let's take it back from here. 5, 6, up to the side and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Up, you move to the back. 2, 3, pop it out, push 1, push 2, down 3, 4 to go. Left, right, down, and a shake it down and back. And back to chug. 1, 2, pot of blue right and push. 2, 3, 4. Good. 1 and 2 and 3, 4. From here, you roll out. 1 together. Your elbow comes up and you move back. 5 and 6 and 7, 8. And you can have fun with that. Do that how you want. You're just going around. Your knee opens up like 5 and 6 and 7, 8. So let's try that again. We just did 5 and 6 and 7, 8. You roll 1 up, 2, push 3, 4, 5, 6. From here, it's a real old school African move. You come together. 7, throw it, 8. And that's just to your chest. It could be, the arms are kind of loose, your hands, I'm sorry. The hands are loose, but your elbows are up. So it could be fist, it could be relaxed, it could be flex. However you like it, you know, it's Afro funk. So from there, you just hop together like boom and boom. So let's take it back from here. 5, 6, 7, 8. You go 1, 2, 3, 4. Roll 5 up, 6, turn 7, 8, and 1, 2, hop 3 and 4. Let's finish 7, 8. You know this move. Down, up, down, up. The arms however you want them to be. Shake it back. 5, 6, 7, 8. Roll your head to the right. 2 to the left. 3. You push 5 and 6 and 7, 8. From here, let's go. 5, 6, 7, 8. Go 1, 2, 3. Roll your chest. 5, 6. Turn 7, 8. Go 1, 2. Hop it 3. Round 4 and drop. Up, drop, up. Move it back. 2, 3. Whip your head and 5, 6, 7, 8. Punch it 1 and 2 and 3. That's the end.
Thanks to Miss Addie and myself. Keep it coming. We're looking forward to you guys inviting your friends on to watch and making this an exciting dance program.